I'm like too hot to handle.
Toyota, hot, hot, hot.
Okay. Last time, the ship sailed all the way over across the oceans, even into the Middle Sea for a bit to get to the Ignis Academy uh, Empire. Excuse me. Only to find that a large fall was occurring. Time was spent to let the fall die down under the skillful embers that would of course be there due to a Ember Academy being in the middle of it. During this time, the ship crew did routine ship things, and Marbeline had returned from spending time with family, new and old.
New and old.
Once the fall had died down, there was some mild exploring. Uh, the Ignis Academy looked to have been surrounded by a field and some kind of encampment a couple miles off. The field around the Ignis Academy was first investigated versus running headlong into it, by way of Orange, if I recall correctly. That died through life draining and entropy upon being cast into the field, and no one was on the lawn, so to speak. Going to the encampment, which um, revealed a number of metal and other material constructs, as per the largely non-magical nature of the Eastern Empire, due to um, prolific amount of deficit throughout their lands. It was discovered that this encampment is effectively a impromptu um, built up base camp for the embers that had survived the fall and chose to stay nearby to try to figure out what exactly had happened. They had determined that it's some sort of spell uh, carefully crafted to not intercept any other sight fields, and that is incredibly powerful. Scouts had been sent out to figure out what has gone on, since clearly someone had taken advantage of the fall to slip in um, past the watch and guard during the fighting and cleansing of the area. Given that some of the scouting was trying to find a way in or the source, uh, at least to what was going on, there were a couple of choices after some mingling for our heroes. Uh, Escorting group to gain more supplies from a depot. As mundane as that sounds, who knows what would actually occur? Going after some land-based scouts to figure out that we're trying to figure out the origin of this field, presumably some powerful casters. These scouts had yet to report back. and a group exploring the underground tunnels in a attempt to find a subterranean route, hopefully not blocked off by this necrotic field. Our heroes decided to go this route of the three, along with picking up some supplies. It is known, or at least believed, by Cray, leader of the encampment, that anyone in the sublevels of the academy would be protected from the necrotic field due to, as mentioned, a prolific amount of nevicite, which is capable of disrupting magic to various degrees. And we left as our group after defending some of our competencies. Uh, Head towards and into under the underground tunnels, hopefully to meet up with hmm, with whatever subterranean scout group exists, and to find a way to the academy. For you guys, any questions? It seems to be a pretty you know
Seems pretty straightforward.
Yep. We've chosen the underground route, so I guess we get to go poking around in some caves.
In the Underdark.
Underdirk!
They both reach for.
just the place I like to be.
Excuse me.
Yeah. There are some members of the encampment that are willing to escort you to where the interest lie to the underground area.
Cool, cool.
The underground routes, save for the entrances, uh, does not appear to have any light, although I believe all of you have some degree of dark vision.
Dark vision and the warlock dark vision, so I got double.
Ah,
Nice of dark vision.
you said you just have regular dark vision.
Yep.
I mean, regular dark vision's all you need. Still roll at disadvantage, but it's better than nothing.
Fair. Well, as for navigating, the area to everyone is dim unless you like have something um like the warlock stuff. The cave the underground area itself um is mostly mostly natural, with areas that have been touched up by bracings and other clearly artificial architecture. Now the real question is, how do you guys like to navigate this? As there are various branches that pop up. Some, so of course, going down, others seeming other seeming level. Um, if anyone suggests splitting up, Kara would recommend against it.
I'm not
Mm,
split it up. I could attempt a survival check to track. See if I can figure out which way they went
mhm,
that way.
mhm.
I don't know if anybody wants to throw a guidance up for that or not, but
I'm checking my sheet real quick. See what I got. I can use mental prison.
Ah, the best utility spell out there.
I don't think mental
You'll find
makes me track better, but
you'll find something. Yeah, guidance. Sure, that's a cantrip. That's free.
that's why I brought it up. It's cantrip. Okay, here we go. 25.
That's okay.
Thank you, Warlock, that thinks it's a ranger.
Um, the War Ranger doesn't sound like it would quite encompass that, actually. Good luck. Okay. Um, taking your time to kind of investigate the area for ley tracks. Uh, you will find that, well, it's not impossible. It is certainly time consuming, as the tracks being yeah tracks the tracks you are finding appear very scattered, as if something, or presumably some member of the scout party, was attempting utilize anti-tracking measures, such as wiping away signs. And however, um, your keen abilities let you kind of teach other. Okay, there's a marking over here, a marking over there. This was some of the older, so it has to get out. You're doing that, doing the tracker thing. So while eating up in this case, um, 2 hours between following and piecing together kind
Okay.
of each different path. Yep.
I can speed that up a little bit. Because once I find at least the baseline tracks, I can figure out how long ago they were through here, and then I can, speed that up a little bit with, negating their attempts to hide the track. Oop, did not mean to double tap.
Okay.
I said that should ping what they were doing with the highlighters, even if they tried to cover it up. It should be easier to find.
Um. Yeah. Um. I would argue that it couldn't necessarily find completely wiped away footprints. That being said, you're clearly highlighting what already exists,
Yeah.
what signs do exist. Okay. Given that it's much easier to go, oh, there's a green footprint over there. Oh, there's another green footprint over there.
Yeah.
Um, it's just a matter of locating, of locating them. So cutting out all of the, mental gymnastics of, comparing and figuring out what's what as things are color coded. Um, I'll have the time.
That's good.
Okay. While you are going through uh, through this effort, um, you'll see various areas where where there's I would say sconces. They're essentially built-in lamps with a piping system. Um, not all of them are not all of them are active, as they as after 20 minutes, you encounter a passageway that is completely sooted, as if a detonation had occurred in here, just completely wrecking pipes, which looks like they've burst from being bent from the inside to out and fragmented. The lighting system itself is consequently just not existent in in this particular hallway, uh, passageway rather. It's also unusually humid because I know you guys have really good passive perception. I'm going to even ask you to roll. You will see that whatever happened here exerted enough force on the surrounding walls to crack them. From these cracks, there is water seeping from the other side. Um, some of these cracks and therefore water coming through looks fresher than others. Um, Given again your guys' ability to see in the dark, you can see that the damage to this hallway and thus the cracking of the walls um, goes at least 80 feet because it begins to dip and you can't see through the ground to see where the bend actually takes and what the status is.
Well, clearly something happened here. Can the Earth Crystal tell you if this is structurally sound?
What type of check would I need to make to do that?
Okay. Um, Given that it would be a yeah, I would count that. It would be a survival roll with the following adjustments. Hmm. Um, for You can spend up to um 3 hit dice to act as bonus dice to your survival roll for determining, Earth-based things.
Can I add those hit dice post roll? Like post D20 roll?
It will be 2 hit dice per one if you use it retroactively.
Okay.
You can also guide yourself. That's free.
That is free, though clearly not as high of a bonus.
No, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you might save him the 2-for-1 hit die if he decides to do it after.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better. Okay. The total of a 22
22.
survival without using any hit dice.
Okay. Okay. And I believe it was basically stability.
As a
Stability portion.
structural sound, we were worried about this coming down behind us or whatever.
Okay. Um, as you are um examining this, getting senses and perceptions through realization of the Earth crystal, um, you feel a shadow, a shadow, a dim feeling of pressure and discomfort in a physical sense. To clarify, I mean like a shadow of it's
Like a shadow heart?
being touched if you had a heavy coat in terms of like that gap in tactile sensation. Um, and you are getting the sense that this increased pressure is continuing to cause buckling. Um, you're essentially getting a very physical sense of the earth around you, feeling basically the pressure of the water against the walls. These tiny flecks of um, I'd say flecks, more like pricks of sensation as areas of the passageway that you were sensing buckle to the point of fracturing some more. Uh, you are able to tell that this passageway is going to collapse soon. The water pressure. You can also tell um, that um, that the floor of the earthen passageway um, is um, dubiously um, dubiously softened um, to where movement would be slowed by potentially both cloying mud and potential cracking into a part of the waterway that goes under this area.
So it sounds like, is that just this chamber? So if we proceed to the next one, we should be fine, or is that going to just be the problem going forward, and we probably should find another route?
From what you could visually see earlier, it goes out to 80 feet before it bends, with Tarbalane's sense through the earth crystal. Um, you are able to sense that this kind of damage lasts a total of 120 of, of distance, so it does in fact go down a little bit. But it's a much more stable after that. This is clearly a result of what might have been some kind of detonation.
Okay, so if we hurry through here, we should be okay, and then we don't have to worry about picking up the trail again in a different chamber. All right. In that case, just so we don't have to deal with the mud, because not all of us can fly.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Just as a reminder, the particular area of the underground network that you're in um, has between 5 and 15 of width, depending on which area you're in, and has a effective ceiling ranging from um, 10 to 25 feet.
All right. So for anybody who either can't fly or if there's not enough wingspan for those who can fly to fly, because you said it ranges from 5 to 10, so I'm not sure about this particular space. Pull out the notebook and do a quick pop of a water walk for everyone, because that does allow us to cross mud according to the description.
That I didn't actually read it yet. I thought you do have a creative use, but it looks like it's already covered for
Yeah,
you.
water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava.
Okay, cool, excellent. That will eliminate certain penalties.
That prevents us from getting bogged down in the muck. We still have to deal with everything else, but
Okay.
all right.
So, clearly the water walking is in effect. Is there any other method people would like to use to cross this?
Um, I mean, I guess I'll fly and save the water walk, unless we have just enough water walking for everyone.
Targets. I don't think there's 10 of us.
There is you, Dosha, Kara, Ment. Yeah, there's less than 10. Hell, even if you count Kaze,
Yeah.
that's less than 10.
And honestly, you can take it even if you're flying because it lasts for an hour, so you might need it later.
That was my thought. Plus, if I get knocked out of the sky.
Exactly. It covers 10 targets. There's less than 10 of us, so there's more than enough to go around. Put on some rats or something for walls. All right, time to cross some muck.
Okay.
Maybe some Grimer too.
Eh, cool. Okay, I'm just seeing if Kara Mint or Zasha has any kind of special thing they're wanting to do to help out here.
At one time, you wish you had a geomancer.
Yeah. Mm, nope. Nope. Power words are not going to help here.
Our word be solid.
Yeah. If I cast Fireball, will it evaporate the water in the mud, thus making it, meh ground?
And potentially, yes, but there's also a chance it'll break the walls and cause more water.
Nope. Here.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Now, if you're on the ground, I would like athletics roll. If you're flying, it would be an acrobatics roll. If you're wanting to rush through this, if you're just wanting to walk, then I don't know.
Given that we were just told that this room is on limited time, I'd like to at least hustle.
Oh, look
Yes.
at this. She's done jogging. She actually has some feeling these. Ooh, Ara,
Um,
and as good as she is at other things, moving quickly is not one of them. So, having come back from the being scattered into the mist, apparently does have some physical
Uh, I will provide her
in what in what
the
so
help
like
action.
guidance or
Yeah,
okay.
13 it is. You were saying something, Matt?
we might be in trouble, chat, because my laptop is not letting me use my mouse.
Oh. Um, has it been shaken around recently? Because I think you're talking about the touchpad.
Yeah,
Is it? Okay, because there is internally a ribbon cable. If it gets dislodged, it would disable the pad.
Well, up
I don't think it's been shaken enough to dislodge that, but
upside, I do have access to your sheet, so I can pull it up for you. You flying or walking?
flying.
So acrobatics, which is +5 for you.
I can roll the dice. I've got physical dice. But, well, maybe I can roll the dice if I'll stay on the thing. 19 on the die.
So 24.
34. Okay. I was not expecting a roll that high. Good for you.
It is also very hot. So
I think we all know that turbulence. Oh, your laptop.
Well, so maybe it's not unless that's not working anymore, that's lagging.
Yeah, overheating can cause weird issues.
yeah, we're just gonna shut it down for a while.
Okay.
Use theater of the mind and just roll the dice when told.
I can share the screen on Discord if you do need that.
It's fine.
Oh, at the moment, we don't need to see the map because there is no map, so you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have maps, just not to a significant area yet. Okay. Turbulane, you are able to move rather rather swiftly and dryly through, given that again water's dripping from like the ceiling and coming out of the walls. Presumably the water would mess up your hair given the underground nature of it. So you have saved saved your good looks, not getting hit by any of the water. I bring that up because for everyone else, water dripping on you like in caves and stuff like that, or when it rains, it's not that unusual. However, fairly immediately, this is after like 20 feet of movement. Um, for those that are not Tourmaline,
Mm.
um, there is very a slight feeling of um, being being unwell as the water throughout the area, dripping on you, has caused 12 spell points worth of damage.
Got past my hat.
Um, um, water or those skin it touches. Have if you have clothing, you will notice some regularity on the clothing. For those that are feeling the water feels a little greeny.
Well, I guess that tracks. We know this place is, drowning in nethicite, so
Um, Mint Mint um will sneeze. Can can you be allergic to nethicite?
I imagine you can.
Mm, ah, okay. Something that is noticed more so by Ro. Um, Aura doesn't seem affected by the nethicite contaminated water.
Interesting.
I mean, still, obviously, liquid is liquid. She will get wet, but it doesn't seem to be having the same effect. Um, Dasha makes a bit of a annoyed noise. Um, ah, Now, even when I was going through ruins, I never thought I'd need a umbrella indoors. And no, I don't have one of
Mm.
those. Again, this effect is noticed after about 20 feet of movement. Um, are you guys just wanting to kind of rush through it, or are you wanting to come up with some kind of way to perhaps not be affected by it? Because the dripping is going to be occurring throughout the 120
Um,
of effect that Tarvely was able to see. Probably just seems to be spatially moving and not being hit by the events. Must be that celestial blood.
Yeah. And probably sensing the just general corruption.
Hmm. Damage.
can I use the
Oh, Mint does not. Oh no, you know what she is. Oh yeah. She has all the sight.
I use the passive effect of Air Guard to kick up the wind enough to kind of deflect it away from us in like a wind umbrella. We're going.
What's your spellcasting DC? I want to use that as a kind of effect in this room.
Spell DC 21.
Okay. Okay. And 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 with that, I take it you're just kind of rushing through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I take it you're also going to keep pace with everyone.
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to deflect for everyone, not just me. Trying to.
Okay. In that case, then, as you're moving through, I will effectively count this, given the clip that you guys can move at, as kind of three segments in terms of the chance of the water not being deflected. So let's see. This goes. Okay, as you guys are moving through again, Tarblane's also you're like, what's the problem, guys? um, um, as you're moving through, the air guard seems to be going rather well until you hit a stint of quote unquote heavier water, because as you're moving through, the cracks in some areas are getting larger, so more quantity of water is coming through as your section of the group is splashed a bit by a bit of heavier water flow. 26. Another 12 points of spell point damage. But the cracks are getting a bit lesser after that. Arbalain, through the Earth Crystal, you are able to sense um, more and more damage occurring just due to the water pressure through the throughout that damaged part of the passageway. Can I get just a free you know what, nature also probably would have been a good roll. So nature or survival roll.
Um,
1 second. Your nature is a
uh,
3. Your survival is also a 3.
Oh, okay.
14 on the dice and mark off a point of luck.
The luck point, not the luck die.
Yeah, luck point.
Okay.
I can't use luck dice for myself.
Okay. So 1 luck point down, you're down to 9, and plus 3 to the die, which brings you up to a 17.
17. Okay. While you're having a hard time pinpointing precise a precise time frame, you are able to sense that that the passageway has been affected by just the weight of people moving, because I believe water walking does not negate the fact that you have mats.
No, doesn't seem to.
And that has shifted things enough to accelerate portions of the collapse, and once the collapse begins, it'll quickly cascade. You are just, without any effort, just mentally kind of sensing that um, the that passageway will collapse in between or rather within within 2 minutes. And given how short the area is, when you come to this realization, you're able to see the rest of your group be meeting up with you. But given that there is a large body of water beyond the walls, that would mean that the Devastated water would be just pouring in passageways, and unless you have some idea of exactly how much water it is, you're uncertain how far that will actually go. But water filling passageways is just inherently dangerous for you guys anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. And we don't have our water person. We forgot to bring the water witch. So what should we do?
Carlos say, could we outrun it? Mint will immediately pipe up as she's like wringing out one of her rabbit like ears of the water. Can we just make like a wall to cap it off? Zasha will just kind of make a quick cleansing of the passageways. Well, given that we'll have to spread down some paths eventually, we might be able to just outrun it. Oh no,
Okay.
Cosino's.
Nice. So that's 2 for running. I don't know if I don't have access to the Earth Crystal to know if it can do any earth-bending shenanigans to help. I could probably do something with wind and air pressure to try and keep it back.
Maybe we work together. Because the Earth Crystal has been shown that even though it's not explicitly listed to shape Earth, I've been able to do sort of shape Earth sort of things
I'd say, yeah, we've been able to manipulate
to
the elements before, so this should be doable.
sort of hold the Earth in place while we run, and then you keep the pressure in to sort of back that up.
Yeah, deflect it with an air pocket kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically the pressure is holding the Earth in place, making it easier to hold the Earth in place.
Uh,
So you have to succeed on your check first, and then I probably get advantage on my check.
Anybody who does not feel like they can outrun it, I do have. You have Tensor's floating disk that a few people could hang out on if they don't feel confident in their ability to run. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, what?
I can buy us a little time.
Okay.
Ice spell.
Cricket, cricket, cricket.
That's I
Oh,
freeze
previous.
standing water in a 20-foot cube or moving water in a 10-foot cube. That should, given the spacing on the hallway, that should freeze up the cracks for a moment. Buy us a little bit of a head start.
The only problem with that is that it's cracks. And typically when water freezes in cracks, it pushes rock apart. So, I mean, we'd run the risk of destabilizing it faster, potentially. But that's up to David how he wants to do that. So,
I would allow a Arcana roll kind of to represent your finesse with it to mitigate that kind of thing by essentially freezing it in such a way to add like lack of a better term, supports supports just to like an architectural.
Yeah, I can see that for structuring the spell. 18?
18. Okay.
And then what would I be rolling for the air pocket?
So you are able to buy yourself some time and partially negate issue that that Tarblane had was concerned about. As for the you utilizing your spells in the way that you
Oh, the air crystal, yeah.
the air cruiser, I thought there was going to be some earth shenanigans too.
There's gonna be some what?
I thought there's going to be some earth
Yeah,
shenanigans.
he was doing earth crystal shenanigans. I'm doing air.
Yeah.
Right. But I was making sure
Yeah.
the both of you
Yeah.
were doing that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Okay. In
Yeah.
that case, because of how you are using your various abilities, I would like an Arcana roll. Now, given that you're dealing with an increasing amount of pressure, I have different kind of pressure values here. Also, because of what you've done with your ice, the two of you do have a bit more of a time to prepare. You can either take advantage under D20 or gain an additional D6 to your roll to represent that extra bit of preparedness.
I will take the D6. Tarblane, your Arcana is 3.
Okay, and my dice is 17.
17 plus 3, so dirty 20.
30, 20, 7. Okay. And I think you guys are on the move.
Oh yeah. This is
okay.
buying us time to clear the chamber so we don't get washed away.
Because your concentration is kind of split between between bending the magic of existence and presumably wanting to keep your footing so you don't trip in a underground pothole or some such. Um, Either acrobatics roll or athletics roll at disadvantage.
You said acrobatics or athletics at disadvantage?
Correct. In the case of your flight, of course, it would be acrobatics. Could be acrobatics either way, but this is more kind of representing the idea of not like twisting your foot in a pothole or um going, oh crap, there's a wall here and clipping, that kind of thing, because you're also trying to maintain your magic on an active thing that is about to be happening.
Yep. 14 on the dice.
Your acrobatics is 5, so that's 19.
Okay. I will use. Oh wow! Come on, man!
This is the kind of thing you used to do for a living. What the fuck?
I know. The die rolled a 2. There's like no, something that happened though. Okay. For those in chat, I am critically looking at. Okay. Um. Hmm. With the factoring down the pathway and stuff going, you guys are moving as the you first hear the rush of water following a muted thud sound as material just collapses. Um, quickly the water gets within line of sight, you begin changing the earth and altering the air pressure, and it is actually rather easy at first, because pressure continuing to mount as more water is being forced into the passageways from where the entire area just collapsed. Um, hmm. More pressure is being exerted. Tarpaulin is able to um, abate some of the pressure by making like channels to like redirect the water in a more natural fashion. As you guys are continuing to move along, there is a uh, sound of pain as uh, as Sasha turns a corner, and from a bit of naturally jagged rock runs shoulder first in into what amounts to a spike that he's able to kind of turn and leave a bit of rock still in him as he continues to move. The rest of you do not have that particular issue as you're able to navigate with much more finesse, as it were. Um, Mint um, almost almost gets caught in a unexpected small fissure in the ground, but immediately instinctually shifts into a hop to hop over it. Tarpaulin presumably is flying and won't run into those kind of issues. Any kind of outcroppings are able to easily avoid. Um, Kara has absolutely no. Row. You could play some hopscotch with that roll while you're going through. Um, and as the water is being held back, there is a sound that Row cannot hear it. Tarpaulin can sense that a area where the water was already rushing through um, has weakened and collapsed, adding more volume um, of water to this foray as more and more of just this again wall of water that occasionally is spreading out because of branch points. Just kind of feels your vision overwhelming the um the shaping shaping Earth ability to kind of dilute the and redirect it as this extra volume is pressing up against the water pressure to where you row are realizing that your air pressure is going to is under imminent threat of collapse. Again, given your guys' passive perceptions, you are able to glance around enough to uh, look look ahead. Off the cuff, there is a area of the Earth that dips down further with a bit of a curve. So that's a bit of a unknown. A branchway off to the left that is elevating, um, and a relatively flat area off to the right that opens up into a chamber that looks like it may have once been used for mining, given how the floor has been clearly artificially made into a bit of a chasm. There is a bridge there, or what is left of it, as age and probably natural effects have whittled the bridge down to a mere 8-inch beam with occasional rail fragments that goes across a 100-foot chasm. Clearly, though, the water going in that direction would just fall into the chasm.
Since obviously I don't have time to really look, I guess based on passive perception or passive investigation, maybe any indicators that might tell me which way the people we're looking for might have gone?
What is your... Actually, you should have clue one, don't you? Does that follow you?
No, clue doesn't follow me.
Okay. In which case, what's your passive survival?
Passive survival would be an advantage for tracking people, so 26.
Okay. Um, you you at a glance are able to catch a footprint matching the general feats that you've been following. To the area that is declining down, which was the center one.
All right.
Downside, of course, great way for water to just flow in.
Hmm. Um, could you use if we keep up the air pressure and the earth bending, could we create like a small levee to direct the water towards one of the other routes?
Um, the um, the upward incline one probably wouldn't be very helpful because the water would then slush back down to create more pressure. Trying to angle it towards the chasm or infinite drop essentially to make a bit of a waterfall is the best route to do. Given that your air pressure bubble is under imminent collapse due to the increased amount of liquid it's trying to stop, um, Tarbalane could make the attempt. It would be at um, it would be at disadvantage. Um,
You up to trying it?
Yeah.
okay.
Mm.
Um, Seeing the sheer amount of water going on, Kara will somewhat quickly uh, blurt out, I'll try to help with that."
Okay.
So, okay. With Kara's unusual connection to innocence at the moment, um, like before, you can spend hit dice with Kara's help. We'll get a hit die worth of bonus for free, and any amount that you spend will be worth double. Given the sheer amount of water and the fact that this is nethicite contaminated water, um, just kind of emitting a slight disruptive aura, are aware that this would be more difficult than to give you a range. You're looking at um, difficulty between uh, 20 and 41.
Okay. But every dice I roll is going to be doubled for the hit dice. Plus, I get a free one, which isn't doubled.
Right.
Okay.
I will also try to assist, in addition to the air pocket, I'm going to try and throw the Caligo R's barrier up to try and reinforce what they're doing.
Okay, I believe that's pure damage negation.
Creates shell, that's mastery, so what changed. Shell's HP is doubled. Whoop. Caligo R's. Creates a shell up to charisma mod times 10 feet diameter. Has HP equal to is a HP equal to level times 3, and that's doubled. So level times 3 would be 90, and that would double to 180. It's just it's a wall of HP.
Okay.
I'm committing, by the way, 1d6 and 1d8. So 2d6, 2d8.
Okay. With that wall in, with that field in place, I'd say it would grant you advantage, and if you fail, it would the wall would grant 2 rounds worth of time to kind of figure out either alternatives or just whatever else you'd like to do.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm at advantage now.
Yes.
Okay, then perfect. So that is a total on the dice of 37.
37 plus 3 for the Arcana stat, so 40.
40. Okay. And can you let me know what your hit dice rolled?
A total of 18.
18. Okay. I'm just marking that off of Kara since she's that. Okay.
And her hit dice was a d6, yeah?
Yeah, she was the D6.
Okay. I marked off another d6 and a d8.
Yep.
I think I have both.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough d6s for the entire roll, so.
Hmm. Okay. And it looks like it, 32. Okay, cool.
You rolled 32, we rolled a 40.
Okay, you're able to, through your combined efforts, you're able to shift the water. You can hear the roar, the kind of the roar of it as the shaped earth is able to shift it as it just goes by, uh, flowing off of the mining fissure, um, creating a bit of a waterfall. Um, this will last more than 5 seconds, but you guys have shaped the earth, which is a semi-permanent thing. Given the volume of water, this may take a bit if you're wanting to just wait.
Oh no, we just didn't want it coming down after us. So if it's safe to leave it on its own.
Okay. Is following the footstep.
Once we get clear, I'll pop another clue just to re-up the tracking.
Okay.
Get our bearings, as it were.
Okay, I will now switch to
But we have a map. Do we have vision on this map? There we go. Okay.
going down, the pathway splits, though all it's really doing is creating a fork going in the same place.
Does the clue give an indication of which way they went?
Let me choose a different color. So that may still blend in.
That's odd. I went left.
Well, I wasn't.
They went. Okay, they went left, turned around, and then went right. Based on how you drew that.
That's certainly an interpretation. So
Well, I mean, the line.
it breaks left, and then from what you can see, it all
That's
has some breaking right because
yeah, it's like, it looks like the line. They went here, they got about there, and then the way you drew the line, anyway, it looks like they then proceeded to double back.
yeah.
So they effectively went right. I will follow their lead. Pace my party, not exceeding the move of 30, because I know that they can't keep up with me if I'm going full clip.
Okay. Now this area, as for those who can see the map, is a bit narrower than the areas that you were in. If you guys encounter any wall passing issues, since I do have what is it called, let me know and I'll pop you actively.
Ding, ding.
Right, the as you're walking, you see signs on the walls of combat, either through the kinds of scrapes or in fact like embedded steel arrows. Um, whatever was attacked either was kept by the scout party or disintegrated because you don't see any bodies or remnants.
Well, we do know that, things, again, missed, so that's not implausible. But it does say this place is somewhat occupied.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody keep your head on a swivel, just in case.
Due to the prolific amount of um, Nephesite just around, or the aura of it does penetrate the walls, increasing increasing your spell point use by an additional d6.
Ouch.
As you're following along with trails. Um, Along with again the footfalls and the occasional sign of a fight. um, Ara will. Does anyone see that on the ceiling?
I will look towards the ceiling.
Okay. Put your passive perception.
Passive perception. 22.
Okay. Excuse me. In the dimness of oh no, you have the warlock,
Yeah.
don't you? Okay, never mind. Then it's not that obscured to you. There is a messenger satchel that has been pinned into by a by a steel arrow um, through the through the um, through the bundle. Just by the nature of what it is, it looks intentional. It's been pinned to the ceiling. Ceiling in the average ceiling height here um, is 50.
I will send Kaze up. He'll make contact with the satchel, and then vamp back into his pocket dimension, taking the satchel with him.
Okay.
And then bring him back down and take a look at the satchel.
Interesting.
That way you don't have to deal with any strength checks trying to dislodge a steel arrow from the rock.
I was going to ask for one, yeah.
I thought so.
Okay. The satchel appears to be some kind of metallic weave, being a bit heavier than one would expect. In addition, there is a locking mechanism on it. Looks to be a lock that has a turning mechanism. It's like basically a simple combination lock.
I believe Tarbelane was our lock guy.
Yes, I believe I have expertise in it.
I will toss him the satchel. See what you can do with that, please.
Judging by the weight, it feels like it has a single somewhat weighty item on it. Somewhat weighty.
Wait, you said it's a satchel?
It's a locked satchel.
Yeah, it's a locked messenger satchel. The material
But-
is some sort of woven metal.
But oh, it's woven metal. Okay. I was gonna say, why didn't we just cut it open?
I didn't want to just
Yeah.
I knew what was in there.
That's fair.
Sensitive to that kind of thing.
I believe it's a total of a 26.
Okay, I saw you were back.
I'm not-
I'm sure if you can see your own sheet.
20.
I am not fully in my sheet, but I'm pretty sure that my Thieves Tools is plus 13. So I am
If you have
still working on.
these, your thieves tools would be double proficiency is 12, and then Dex, so D20 plus 17.
Yeah. So plus 17. So it would be 30. Because
You've been around a while, long enough to have had experience with these locks when they were first being developed, and you overheard this particular model of combination lock of having a particular issue with unlocking if a certain amount of double combination was used. Which, of course, people making this one keep quiet, but you had good ears, so you're able to quickly use that bit of knowledge to bypass the any serious combination issue and unlock it.
also, I went back to my docking station, so I've got my laptop back up.
All right, so what do we got?
Okay, there is a hefty, and I mentioned 10 pounds.
It's another Dawn Star.
Boxy. It's a cubical boxy device with a part that looks like it telescopes outwards, along with a attachable tripod. I would need a it's not really magical, so a history roll if we're wanting to figure out what this.
Sounds like a camera, but that's a 19.
Okay. You are quite right. It is a non magicite um recording device. So yeah, it is a camera using other means other than magic to
Is there a way to see what it has recorded?
remember correctly. The does anyone have experience with tinkering tools?
I think that was Amaro.
No.
If I remember correctly, you guys kind of left armors on the
Yep.
ship. Yep.
But it sounds like kind of something Zasha might know.
Uh, he has like these tools.
Okay, so
There's his tinkering tool.
none of us know how to operate these. Then. Got it.
You can make a dexterity roll. Just not the tinkering tools. You're just kind of poking and prodding, trying to get to the information inside of it. Because you're aware that there's a compartment somewhere that stores. Okay, you've found the area to unlatch that has, for lack of a better term, the field medium. However, you're not seeing a good way to open it with that 15. You can open it, but you would break the cartridge area.
Okay, I don't want to break it, so I'll just leave it be.
Now, just to clarify, you would still get what's inside of it. You just wouldn't be able to use it as a camera.
Well, yeah, I agree. I understand that. As a craftsman, I don't want to break somebody's crafted object.
Gotcha. You, of course, can try it again if you want to take some time. If not, that's perfectly fine. You have places, things to trick. So,
do we mind taking a moment for another try?
Sasha will comment about it being kind of like finding a treasure. Someone has hid that thing for a reason. Might as well look inside. Power doesn't have much of an opinion. Mint is just happy to have finally dried herself off. There's a number of rules there.
I kept getting stuck.
Oh, okay. As a environmental attempt, it does take some more time.
Yeah. They kept getting hung up on the felt.
Okay. The definitely was a bit lower because you had some insurance for the previous attempt. You find that part of the issue is that the area to disengage the cartridge is stuck, as there is a little bit of a metal bend, which at first glance looks like it might have been a part of the design, but turns out it's not. And you're able to use what makeshift thing, like whether you're using items from a toolkit or something, whatever makeshift tools that you're using to kind of bend it back to allow you to open it.
Awesome.
Okay. There are there's a number of, I'm just going to use more modern vernacular. Basically, the cartridge has a number of Polaroids kind of stacked on top of each other. So like ours was kind of has just come out and develop. It's an internal thing, so you can store stuff because it's meant for like adventuring and stuff like that. So it protects it. There are a number of photos in there that just pop out a little bit because you disengage the latch on the cartridge. The images show a group. Shows the first image shows a group kind of more documenting kind of what they're doing. Some are indicating areas that look like points in in a wall. The image shows. I have to do individual images. I don't have a group. Shows this one. This guy. This guy. Actually, and this one.
Well, at least now we know who we're looking for.
Um, with the first photo, you are able to you're able to determine that they found out there are some areas that have natural stable weak points in the wall. What this will let you guys do is make a excuse me, make an investigation roll within your like direct forward line of sight to determine if there are stable weak points in walls so you can that are essentially weak enough that you could potentially just kind of run against and shoulder check through. Um, the um, other image has too much exposure on it to make out anything at a glance. I would need either an investigation or perception roll to try to piece together the image beyond the exposure.
Investigation, you say?
Wow. Okay.
That's my thing.
Okay. You'll see a solitary image, save for a hand that's in frame in the process of making a gesture, of this individual.
Oh, you look ominous.
Haven't loaded for me yet.
It has not loaded for you.
Mm-mm.
I can take a moment to put it in Discord for you. And it'd be to Oh, I did not notice the.
Wait, nope. They loaded.
Okay.
Great.
That's sluggish German internet.
Yeah. Judging by what you can tell through the exposure, it looks like the scouting party had just encountered this person. From what you can tell of the background, it's of similar natural markings of the area you're currently, like not specifically this hallway, but just this map.
Okay.
Um,
So this dude's lurking down here somewhere.
um, uh, third, um, third image, is a um is a picture of of a sketching of a map with some markings on it. Um, does anyone other than Zasha know the code?
The road. Uh, no, I don't know that one.
Okay.
No what?
Me.
Oh, probably not me.
Yeah, cat person language.
No.
Okay. Zasha, fortunately, being code.
I can try it. I think it's meow meow. Meow, 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 meow.
As I could always ping it with a comprehend, but so we have a guy who could translate it already.
If Turbulent actually does the meow thing, Dasha will come. We don't sound like that all the time.
Yeah, Tarblane does.
Mint will okay. Well, she finds it amusing. Um, uh, but translating it, um, it it is a it is a it is a map which, according to the notes on the picture of the piece itself, um, is a map of a um, secret of a secret corridor, which the person who drew this believes will lead into the into the academy. And there are notes of specific um, runic symbols to look forward should be carved um, into the wall. Um, there there is a signature that if handwriting had body language, even without looking at even without knowing the language, you can tell clearly someone has penned what is likely a name given the fancifulness of it. But there is a ego to the penmanship. Someone named Yanon apparently made the the rune deduction, um, probably based off of um, some clue from somewhere else. Doesn't really depict it. Um, um, so basically, with this image, you unless you visually miss it, you do have an indicator of what at least is believed to be um, the entryway. You would just need to find where it is. It's kind of like knowing what the secret door looks like, but you have to find the secret door. The final the final image uh is really really dark. It looks like the it looks like not so much that the lighting mechanism failed, but more so that whatever caused that bent to the camera has put some kind of ink onto the image itself. Um, would hmm, uh, you would need someone with experience in ideally in picture or artistic restoration to safely remove the now kind of congealed gunk.
No, that's not very helpful, and I don't think any of us know photos, so that's just gonna have to.
Well, you have painter's stuff, right? That's the thing.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. The way you were talking, I interpreted it as I needed actual photography knowledge. Okay, if I can do it with my painter's knowledge, then yeah, I'll give it a go. What would I be rolling?
Uh, because you're having to remove it, it would be Dex plus proficiency. I presume you've had to like clean up your art before.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but Kaze's help.
I apologize. Might have to pass out soon because I'm losing the battle.
Okay, well, just for the record, your 2-hour quote has another half hour, but yeah, if you have to go down sooner than that, that's fine.
Yeah, some of us had to work from 7:45 this morning, so we were up extra early and then worked a 9-hour shift.
No,
And
I just wasn't sure if you were aware where you were
yeah,
on the clock. That's all.
yeah, I'm tracking the clock. Yes, I'm very much tracking the clock, but
Okay.
I just started choking on my own saliva from almost falling asleep sitting up. So
That's
I
Okay.
think I'm cooked.
Excuse me. From a oblong from a actually I can try it this way. From a Dutch angle,
Hmm.
there is a still image of a fight taking place in a more openy caverny um area. Um, the area the area of the cavern does have furniture in it. But um the group the scouting group of embers are you can see are in combat with creepy looking dude and their other party member.
Ah, so one of their own turned on them or was mind fucked. One or the other.
If
Might need
you
that mental prison after all.
um now the kind of dubious robe looking guy, um his image is actually really blurry, like there was some sort of focusing or motion blur. You have restored the image enough to know that is not a result of any damage to the photo itself. So with your investigation, I know your passive is really high. Um, it took an image of this person moving so fast that it couldn't get a crisp look at the group.
Okay, that's impressive.
Um, if you're wanting to do anything else with this photo still, such as analyze for circumstances, or I think you mentioned the person might be mind controlled. Given that you have a still of it, you can make some investigation attempts from the image itself. If you guys want to, again to take the action to do so, I will say, however, that excuse me, that there are now sounds of movement echoing through um, the passageways. Um, the movement sounds. Some of it sounds thick and goopy. Other sound. uh, Another sound is a bit more lumbering. Uh, However, that does sound a little bit further. In terms of how close the sounds are, you're looking at 1 to 2 or 2 to 4, um, possibly corridors over, since you're not quite sure how this area bends. So it's not imminent, but you are hearing audible sounds that there are other things in here that may wander into you, depending on how much time you take.
All right, well, it sounds like I don't have time to keep looking at this for the moment, so we probably should press on.
Okay. And
So that forks into an exit.
given Matt, your level of sleep, I should only need 1 to 2 more minutes of that.
Okay.
Oh, look, I see a body.
Okay. As you've noticed with your travels, you have found some alternative entryways into this area.
So,
And
in theory, all roads led here. We just, chose the arguably more exciting one.
yeah, well, as mentioned, one on the surface, the escort did mention there are multiple ways in.
Yeah.
There are multiple surfaces. And the body is this woman here.
Isn't she in Final Fantasy VII?
No, there's no cat people in 7.
Given the ear design, would say it's a Makot, so you're looking at 11 if I'm not mistaken. No, sorry, no, that's the
Mitsura or 11.
That's yeah. So
Miko to 14.
14.
Okay, I'm presuming from the X that she is dead.
I will need a medicine or some other similar kind of roll to determine that for sure.
I will investigate for breathing. No. Choco die has been really hit or miss.
19. I take it you're actually examining the body, or you're just looking at it for.
Oh no, he's gonna do a check.
Okay. The body is cool, but not as cool as one would expect for a body. Um, Clearly some signs of fight. A few a few um puncture wounds, some very close together depending on the wounds that you're looking at. More importantly, things of note. There is a tiny edge of a piece of parchment that is, how do I describe? Um, yeah, that's essentially kind of a bikini, like armored bikini. Tiny edge of parchment coming out of that, and um, while you aren't certain as to the how, you are able to feel a pulse that is so low that it should not be possible to keep that low. So you're looking at some sort of so for lack of a better term, some sort of low life suspension state. Given this is in the Usrina Empire, it's probably not magic, but that'll require other things to determine. Um, yeah, they're essentially kind of perpetually in the dying state.
Or you can use identify on people.
And okay. Personal feature that's similar what's supposed to affect. I believe we've also used this for like effects and such.
Yeah.
Okay. Do the campaign. I'll identify working this way.
I also have detect if that'd be more appropriate.
Well, it's because magic in Luna Claustra is just a matter of existence manipulation. That's why I'm like, okay, technically it's not a spell, but it is a alteration of existence. Which is why I was like, okay, the identify will work. It is effectively a a form of now abruptly halted transformation or transmutation is the closest thing I can describe it as with that. So a non-magical effect has disrupted purposefully disrupted her existence in an effect that is essentially a form of transformation or transformation. And it is likely the Nevicite, which is the like glowing crystal nearby, is probably disrupting the process itself, um, leaving her form in this kind of suspended pseudo state,
So taking out the Nephesite would allow whatever the process is to complete,
which may or may not be a bad thing.
and I can't identify the process. So
It is causing it is causing physical it is causing it will cause slight physical change and a large, for lack of a better term, quote unquote spiritual one. Her existence is being reconfigured to where essentially she'll have a type change once this continues.
based on Rose's experience as an Ember, I imagine this would read as some form of, like the corruption effect that can occur to bodies and stuff that are left out and not sent properly.
Given you this identify, you can make an Arcana roll.
Have her Kami around to have a seizure when you need her.
Wow. Okay.
Natural 12.
What you were able to sense with the identify. You are able to tell that this is a um, functional a functional form of corruption. It's one of the rare corruptions where your existence is altered with only slight impact to your, for lack of a better term, humanity.
Trying to walk off death.
I can tell you right now, no.
Okay, she's not trying to Orin it.
No, she's not trying to Orin it. It's basically one of the forms of corruption where you can still have intelligence and stuff like that. So it's more of like, for lack of a better term, like
Lycanthropy or something.
curse, one of those kind of things where it's like you have the curse of knowing what you are and possibly being subject to compulsions and things like that.
Okay, so under the circumstances, since it's in process and whatnot, is it potentially something we could treat with like a greater restoration or a remove curse?
Or
heaven forbid, some kind of resurrection.
The Nephesite in the area would make such attempts a bit unpredictable.
I mean, we can take out the rock. That's not a.
Well, the rock is suspending it, but the fragments as a site throughout the cave area.
Okay, there's more than just the rock. Okay.
Yeah, it's just that is a heavy concentration of just being a chunk of Nephesite, in a sizable amount. So you would be looking at something along the lines of remove curse, though, depending on what the curse is. If I remember correctly, remove curse, I believe, is still subject to like contingencies depending on the curse.
GM fiat.
Okay. But to answer your question, you would need something online to remove curse, and even if that fails, it should give you some more insight, provided that she's taken out of the Nethersite zone either by destroying the big chunk of Nethersite or moving her further away from.
Does anybody know remove curse, or do I gotta blow a scroll?
I don't think I have removed curse. I think I've got counterspell.
That was a critical with the 29.
Yes, it was a natural 20. I don't know if you're counting it.
Well, it's a high enough roll, and you did roll a natural 20. You are aware that due to the kind of pressure that the transmutation has under the website field, that if this were to resume, you're looking at a rapid transmutation of a minute or less.
Okay. So since I'm going to count on Thomas's ancient abilities that he can probably read faster than I can.
Yeah. No. That being said, given how sleepy you are you wanting to end here kind of with this discovery of the situation, or are you wanting to follow through with this with Rose's thoughts here?
If you don't think the thoughts are going to take more than like 5 minutes, we can try to do the thoughts. Because I'd rather. I feel like I'll forget where we're at by the time we get back.
Okay. I imagine the attempt probably would just be a couple skill checks, and then next session we can actually deal with the any either fighting or discussions we can have with the person as a result of however this pans out. We can resolve it on a cliffhanger, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So I will blow 2 scrolls. I will toss one to Tarbalaine, the scroll of lesser restoration. Like that. I don't know if you can maybe know an ancient version of that'll make it more effective. I don't know what how your stuff works, but anyway. And the other scroll I'm popping to get her out of the Nephesite zone. Rope trick. We're in a pocket dimension. We are not in the Nephesite zone.
Cute. Okay. I will say because there's insight around, I know normally the hole is kind of invisible. There will be a slight shimmering where the existence.
I knew if I'd actually cast, it was double cost, but that's fine. The rope trick not being invisible, I can live with that because in theory we're just doing it to.
Yeah.
It's a dark hole in a dark room. I'm not worried.
Okay. If you're wanting to put some ancient variation into this Tarbalaine, it will be a Arcana roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
Or anyone can assist him on this since she's got weird divine powers.
Kara can
Give myself guidance.
to guidance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Which
Not for what you're trying to do.
Okay.
I rolled 15 and 15.
I hate when
and a 4 on the guidance check.
So
So
14 plus 4 is 18 plus 3, 21.
No. I said I rolled a 15 and a 15.
Oh, I'm sorry, 15. So 15 plus 4 is 19 plus 3, 22.
22.
Okay. Given the power contained within the scroll and the complexity of it, i.e., the level that is in there, you feel that with what you're working with, you can enhance it a little bit using your esoteric knowledge.
And then you said Kara can empower it further.
Yeah, that empowers the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So between the two of you working together, hopefully we got enough.
What level is
Remove curse is 3.
And it was just level 3 scroll.
Mhm.
Oh. Powers empowering ability does cost spell points. Okay. Okay. As yeah, okay, that's definitely enough. Okay. As mentioned, the effect is starting to take on some rapidity.
Oh, shit, we had to scroll for wall of sand. We could have just blocked off the area. If we wanted to be really malicious, so we have a scroll of prismatic wall.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, damn, yeah. Right quick. There we go. Huh.
16 us, or
The 16 is you guys. Dice just rolled really bleh.
we luck that or something?
Um, he Tarblin can use his luck power to have me reroll that.
I can. I can't use it for making you reroll unless you're attacking us. But
Oh,
I can give a luck die, which is a D10,
okay.
to improve the roll.
If you are willing to, we can
Yeah,
do that. Given this is your luck, do you want to roll the d10?
sure. That is a 10.
Okay.
Huzzah! So that's 2 over. We win.
Okay. Um, her body will convulse, not significantly, but some light convulsions. Uh, um, her skin has a kind of roaming splashiness between her natural tone and and a pallor. It's looking like the this restoration process is trying to stop and reverse the transmutation, and the transmutation is trying to exert itself at the same time. There is a spreading of a crimson red that is that is overtaking her lilac eye color, which you can tell when her eyes are open during the convulsions. Um, um, and yeah, that crimson color eventually blotches blotches away as her body is beginning still. Her skin tone now now fully being hers, as she suddenly take has a strong intake of breath.
Universal imperative.
And given that, um, I'll leave it there for you guys to um, find out details, get answers, and very likely get to the academy next time.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Have a good night, gentlemen.
Yep, good night. Right. Back internet.